I'd just taken her tea up this morning, and she says, "Graham, I think the world of you." I said, "I think the world of you too." She says, "Oh, that's all right then." I says, "What's brought this on?" She says, "Nothing. This tea looks strong. Pull curtains." Of course, I knew what had brought it on. She says, "I didn't want you to think that you're not number one." I said, "Well, you're number one with me too. Now give us your teeth, I'll swill 'em." What it was, we'd run into a bit of mother's past the day before. I said to her, I says, "I didn't know you had a past. I thought I was your past." She says, "You?" I says, "Well, we go back a long way." I says, "How does he fit in vis-a-vis Dad?" She says, "Oh, it's pre-Dad." I said, "Pre-Dad? I'm surprised you remember him. You never remember turning your blanket off." She says, "That's different. His name's Turnbull." I says, "Aye, I know." He said, "I'd parked her on the usual seat by the war memorial while I went to get some reading matter. Then I waited for her while she went to spend a penny in the disabled toilet. She's not actually disabled, her memory's bad, but she says she prefers their toilets because you get more elbow room. She takes an age as usual, diddling her hands and whatnot. But when she comes out, turns out she's been talking to the attendant." I said, "What about?" She says, "Oh, hanging." She says she was in favour of stiffer penalties for minor offences. I thought, oh, we know better, our Graham and me. It's a shame you want their love. He could have given her the statistics. Now the thing with Mum is, although she didn't have much of an education, she's picked up enough from me to be able to hold her own in hot topics of the day, such as the environment and the colour problem. And for a woman of her age and background, she's got a very liberal slant. I mean, she'll read My Guardian and, she'll think for herself. It's like Dr. Chowdhury said, "Full mark, Graham. The best way to avoid a broken hip is to have a flexible mind." They go mad by the memorial, so I generally slip my arm through hers. Only, once we're safely across onto the pavement, she postpones letting go. All because once upon a time we got collared by one of these questionnaire women who reckoned on to take us for husband and wife. I mean, Mum's in her 70s. Anyway, she's doing this usual trick. And I said, "Mum, let go my arm." And it didn't exactly wrench her, but the next thing I know, she's flat on the pavement and went, "Oh my God, Mother." A crowd gather. I pick up her bag. She sits up and looks at her knees. She says, "Oh, I've landed both my stockings." I said, "Never mind your stockings, what about your pelvis?" She says, "They tell you not to look down in bifocals. I was avoiding some sick." All of a sudden a voice says, "Oh, I thought I recognised that voice." And there's a little fella, shorty raincoat, green trilby, bent over her, says, "Do you remember me?" Well, she doesn't remember people. I know that for a fact because she swore me down she'd never met Joy Buckle, who teaches flowers in fabric and felt at my day centre. I says, "You have met Joy, you knit her a tea cosy." That's all she can, knit tea cosies. And bed socks, both outmoded articles. I said to her, I says, "If you can knit tea cosies, why do you branch out and knit skiing hats?" She says, "Right, I will." Only I still have to stand over her, otherwise she'd leave all for spout. I says, "You have met Joy because you said that she had some shocking eyebrows." She says, "Well, I don't remember," and that's how she shouldn't remember. And then there's this little fella saying, "Do you remember me?" I says, "No, you won't. Come on, Mother, let's get you up." Only she pipes up, "Remember you? Of course I do. It's Frank Turnbull. It must be 50 years. It says 54, filing 1934. She says, "No sand in the bedrooms," and they both started laughing. Meanwhile, she's still on the cold pavement. I said, come on, mother, let's get you up. We don't want piles. Only 8 pipes up. I think you'll find it's best to ascertain that there are no bones broken before trying to move a person. I used to be in the St John's ambulance. She says, yes, and who did you practice your bandaging on? They both started laughing again. He had on these yellow gloves. It could have been a bucky. I finally get my arms round her waist and hoist her up, of course. His lordship's no use, reckons on to have a bad back. When I finally get her to the perpendicular, she formally introduces him. This is Frank Turnbull, a friend from the old days. What old days? I didn't know there were any old days. Turns out he's a gent's outfitter with a shop in Bradford and some sort of outlet in Morecambe. I thought, well, that accounts for the gloves. Straight off he takes charge. He says, what you need now, Vera, is a nice strong cup of coffee. I said, well, we're just going for a cup of tea, weren't we, mother? Vera. Her name's not Vera. Nobody calls her Vera. Even my dad never called her Vera. Except for that once when they were wheeling him into the theatre. Vera.